One of the main talking points at the moment is Liverpool's increasing interest in Brighton's Alexis Mac Allister. Now, we all know by now that Brighton's number 10 is a truly wonderful footballer, but the question is, should Liverpool pay the reported £70 million asking price to bring the Argentine to Anfield? In this video, I'm going to talk about Mac Allister's playing style, how he fit into Jurgen Klopp's philosophy, and ultimately attempt to answer the question, should Liverpool buy him? Mac Allister played an integral role in Lionel Scaloni's side during the World Cup, as they went on to be crowned eventual champions. After not starting Argentina's first game, in which he suffered a shock loss to Saudi Arabia, Mac Allister started the remaining 6 games, becoming a star in the process. This season, he has truly displayed just how good of a player he is, shining in multiple roles in the midfield for club and country. He excelled in Scaloni's Argentina side, playing as a left-sided 8 in the midfield 3, whilst under Zerbi and former Brighton boss Graham Potter, he either played as a left-sided number 6 and a double pivot, or as that free roaming number 10. So what is it that makes Alexis Mac Allister so good? His versatility and tactical flexibility are the first of his traits that come to mind. Like mentioned previously, he can be utilised in several different midfield roles, whether that's as a 10, 8 or even as a number 6. He's operated in each of these roles successfully over multiple managers and formations, and whether Brighton deploy a 3 or 4 at the back, Mac Allister has been one of the first names on the team sheet, showing the levels of trust the manager has in him. Unsurprisingly for a number 10 developed in Argentina, Mac Allister is a highly technical player. He's got an exceptional first touch and a great ability to manipulate the ball to create passing angles. This allows him to often dictate the tempo of the game and play at several different paces. His ball retention and tendency to simply recycle possession is a massive factor in Brighton ranking second in the league for most possession this season. It must be noted though that stating he is great at recycling possession isn't a negative of Mac Allister's game. He doesn't do this for a lack of confidence on the ball, it's actually the complete opposite. He makes meaningful quick interchanges with teammates in order to create space to progress the ball effectively up the pitch, despite being naturally right-footed. Mac Allister primarily operates on the left side and drifts into the half space when Brighton has possession, and Estupiñán's role of making overlapping runs allows Mac Allister that extra time between the defensive lines to create goal-scoring opportunities. He's very clever at dropping into the spaces to receive the ball, oftentimes on the half-10, opening up the game in front of him. His impressive non-penalty expected goals and assists rate of 0.36 per 90 places him amongst the top 8% of midfielders in Europe this season. It is noteworthy that he has achieved this while starting over 55% of his games as a number 6. Mac Allister's recent 99th minute penalty winner against United helped him reach double digits in league goals. While 6 of those goals were penalties, he has a flawless 100% conversion rate this season. In terms of defensive contributions, Mac Allister showcases great work ethic and is often the player who initiates Brighton's high press and block. He is a very active player when it comes to helping his team whilst out of possession, conducting a high frequency of pressures in the midfield and attacking thirds. Mac Allister performs these movements with immense intensity and liveliness, effectively unsettling opponents and pressuring them into making mistakes. This enables him to either successfully tackle and regain possession, or compel the opposition to hold on to the ball in unfavourable areas of the field. His dedication to defensive responsibilities is evident in his approach to aerial duels, despite his relatively short stature of just 5'8". Not only does the number 10 defend with intensity, but he has also demonstrated he can apply himself to sit within Brighton's rigid defensive structure. So how will Mac Allister fit into Jurgen Klopp's system, more specifically their new transition into a 3-2-5 formation when the Reds are in possession? Klopp has always traditionally used a 4-3-3 setup. This is designed to hit teams on the counter-attack, and Liverpool have been one of the best teams in the league in the last couple of years when it comes to pressing their opponents and forcing possession turnovers, where they like to then go on to counter-attack with numerical superiority and effectiveness. Mac Allister will slot straight into this Liverpool team, starting on the left side of a midfield 3, and although he's primarily seen as an attacking midfielder, his tenacity, work ethic and versatility will make him a great asset for Jurgen Klopp. The German has predominantly used industrious midfielders, either side of Fabinho on his 6, with the likes of Henderson, Wijnaldum and James Milner being vital yet underrated and underappreciated cogs in the Liverpool team. With that being said, we've seen a great change in Jurgen Klopp's system, specifically when Liverpool are in possession. Their iconic 4-4-3 transitions into a 3-2-5 when Trent Alexander-Arnold inverts into that right-sided deep-lying midfield role, and Andy Robertson tucks into that defensive line to make a 3 at the back. As you can see in a couple of Liverpool's last game, their average positioning shows an accurate indication of how they want to set up going forward. Mac Allister will come into this Liverpool team replacing Curtis Jones. So let's look how Klopp has used a 22-year-old in the last couple of months and how the Argentine can replicate that form. As you can see by the average positioning of Liverpool's players in the last couple of games, Curtis Jones has operated in that left half space in between Jota and Luis Diaz, making late runs in behind the defensive line to find space, very similar to how Mac Allister plays at Brighton. Like the Argentine, Jones is right-footed, so naturally he likes to receive the ball and look to cut inside. If he's not cutting inside, he's finding late runs on the shoulder of the wide defender. His first goal against Leicester shows exactly how Klopp's system is developed. The use of Diaz as the left winger, drifting centrally, completely opened and abundant to space for Jones to run into. That goal was almost identical to his goals at Spurs too. Once again, Diaz drifts into a central position, resulting in Pedro Porro having to follow his man, leaving Jones the time and space to finish a spectacular ball by Trent. So can Mac Allister replicate Jones' recent form? I think he can. I've always been a big fan of Curtis Jones despite his lack of consistent minutes over the years, but Mac Allister seems like a like-for-like upgrade. Mac Allister is more of a goal threat than Jones, scoring 10 goals this season, and although 6 of those goals have come from the penalty spot like previously mentioned, he does average over 2.5 shots per 90, ranking him in the top 1% of midfielders for this metric, showcasing his ability to create space to shoot. So although Jones' development has been fantastic at the back end of the season, the Argentine is a clear upgrade in that area, and it really looks likely that Liverpool are going to sign him. Zerbi has also made it pretty clear that both him and Moises Caicedo will be leaving in the summer, so could we see Alexis Mac Allister at Anfield next season?